Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mathics. So good to see you. We want to solve these equations together. Okay, let's begin. We know that by looking at these two, x and y are supposed to be equal or larger than 0. Okay, that's the first step. Okay. So I will have this equation rearranged as x equals 11 minus square root of y. Okay, we know that this value of it is the minimum amount of this will be 0. Okay, so this will define a maximum for x. So I'm going to write here x will also be equal or smaller than 11. Okay, let's go. I'm going to do the same thing for the y. So I think you get the idea here. So y would be 7 minus the square root of x. Okay. So for that reason, we know that this will always be something positive. For that reason, y will also be equal or smaller than 7. Okay. But again, we have too many still numbers to try. So we need to still narrow down the options. Okay, so pay attention to how we could do that. Okay. I will write the first equation as y square root of y equals 11 minus x. Okay. So 11 is, of course, an integer. But you could see here, x is also an integer, right? So that means 11 minus x. This is an integer. So is this an integer. So we'll have square roots of y, okay, being an integer. So now we had this. We knew that we only had to try y between 0 and 7. But this will narrow down the options to, for example, could y be 2? Is the square root of 2 an integer? No. 3? No. 4? Yes. For that reason, y will be narrowed down to y could either be 1, 4. That's it. Okay. Let's go on and do the same thing for x. Square root of x. I think you get the idea now. 7 minus y. So the same reason, y being an integer. So a square root of x is also an integer. So x cannot be 2, 3, 5. So x could either be 1 because the square root of 1 is an integer. Square root of 4 is again 2 or -2, which is an integer, or 9. There we go. So we narrowed down all the options to these. Now let's try x being 1. If x is 1, this is supposed to be 10. So y would be 100. Okay. Of course, not 104. So x is out. Okay, out. Let me write it here. X is out. How about 4? X is 4. Then this would be 7. And that makes y 49. Okay, again, not going to work. So how about x being 9? Let's try the last one, the last hope. So x being 9, we'll make this 2. So y could be 4. Interesting. So this seems to work with this, right? So now let's try. If y is 4, okay, then square root of x is supposed to be 3, which works. So x would also be 3. So these two seem to work, okay? Let's also try the other one. It's not going to work, but if y is 1, we didn't try this. This is supposed to be 6, so x would be 36. Not going to work. So we narrowed down all the options to these two. So I'm going to write them. X would be 9. Okay. Y would be 4. Okay. So I hope that you found this video useful. I'll see you in the next video.